nose here.
Whiskey Tango Charlie, welcome to a Friday sensory training. We have a special guest with us today, Ken Bernardo, and we're here at Southern Distillery just outside of Statesville, North Carolina. Ken, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Troy.
Good.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Yeah.
guys.
Cheers.
Friday comes early, right? It's all day.
So Ken, you
For
have
you guys, not me.
you have a deep heritage here at Southern Distillery with Pete and Vienna. What are we sipping on today?
You got a 112 proof. This is their special commemorative bottle for the Carolina Panthers, and as you can see, we have a lot of people inside the merch bottling room, and they're buying it up at the bar and also off the shelves. But I've been looking forward to tasting this.
Wow.
What do you get on the nose? You already
Well,
on the palate.
I had to get.
So
Oh my goodness.
when I smelled it, the sweetness of it made my tongue water, so I had to shock the palate quickly. Usually takes me about 3 sips before I start to really pick up flavors of the taste, but I picked up like a very sweet corn right off the nose.
Wow.
I definitely get. I can go with the corn, but I definitely get a little bit of that your typical caramel and vanilla. But on the palate, man, what a pop right in the front of your palate. A lot of baking spice, and it's kind of mellowing out right now. You got a little bit of anise on the back end, a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of leather.
Wow.
But to your point, you shock the palate. You love saying that, shock the palate.
Oh, you got to.
He is shocking the palate.
But I always say, take that first sip in and just let it settle into your palate, because your next sip is going to be night and day. I did this last night with an influencer who was at Dram. She's like, I've never really tasted whiskey. Like, will you teach me how to drink it?
Yeah.
And Meredith, I'll send this clip. Meredith, you can be testimony to the tasting last night. But she took that first sip. She was like, ooh. I was like, just let it settle in.
Yeah.
Just let it settle in. The next sip, she was like, her eyes got so big, and she was like, oh my God, that's really good. So it's just, you have to understand how to kind of take it in. And it's not just a knock it back. It's a spirit that take your time with it. Enjoy it.
So all three of us are bourbon stewards, and so Charles and I we do a lot of classes. We actually have a class in the morning at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
And part of our class, Ken, we actually bring in some juice, and we teach people how to taste it. So most of the people that we've been training are North Carolina ABC employees, and they may not enjoy drinking bourbon. And what we found is the reason they don't enjoy it is because of that first taste.
Right.
And they're just like, oh my God, I can't do that.
Right.
But once you let it settle in, and about the third sip, they're like, this isn't all that bad.
Right. Yeah, I just took the second sip, and now I'm getting more of that caramel, vanilla, burnt brown sugar.
I get the burnt brown sugars all over my tongue.
Yes.
Maybe even a little bit of honey as well.
So I was getting the honey thing was one of the sweetness I got in that. But the what I really enjoy here is that first sip. Even I had the second sip, the flavor profile was still setting there. It didn't just come and go.
Yeah.
It's going to be with you. So that's been a pleasant. And I think that's been indicative of all the Paragons that I've had is how the flavors are just kind of like, they kind of get to the palate and they just linger. So you could literally take a sip, set it down, have some conversation, watch some football.
Right.
And because the flavor is going to stay there with you for a while.
Yeah. This one actually has a really nice mouthfeel too. A little bit of an oily mouthfeel. I would even say, I don't know if you guys do this, but I definitely have a little water.
Yep.
You might want to try a little drop of water in it to further open up the spirit. You get a totally different flavor profile doing that. But you're so dead on about that first sip, and that people get turned off. Take your time with it, enjoy it. And I love when we have kind of a split group when we do our barrel picks. If we have, say, 3 or 4 female bartenders, 3 or 4 male bartenders, a lot of time we'll get a debate going. Because, you know, as you guys, I mean, it's proven, females have way better palates than men. And I'm always amazed by my wife. You know, I'll say, hey, nose this and taste it and tell me what you get.
Right.
And she'll say descriptors and I'm like, okay, I didn't get that, but okay, I can go with that, you know. But it's just fascinating. It's amazing. Like, and people will come into our house and they'll go up into our bourbon room and they're like, whoa, like, can you really taste the difference between all these various bottles? I'm like, you absolutely can. You might get some that taste a little similar.
Right.
But most of them have sort of unique characteristics that come out.
Yeah.
Well, trying to teach your wife how to drink bourbon is probably the most important thing you can do.
Yes.
Because your bourbon collection will expand once she accepts the
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah, when she starts to like, yeah, I like that. I like, oh, well, we need to buy some more, right? I love it. But I love the fact that you have the bartenders and the chefs and all with the guys and the gals and the guys just need to know, just don't argue with ladies. It just ain't gonna work out for you, right? Listen, Ken, a pleasure being here with friends and a good group of folks at Southern Distilling and this new Paragon Panther release and Sensory Training Friday, my friend.
Ken, we have to ask you,
Yeah.
what's the best bourbon?
Oh my gosh. I get that question all the time. What's your favorite? What's your go-to?
No, it's not your go-to. What is the best
What is
bourbon?
the favorite? I mean, should I say Paragon?
No. Charles,
No.
would you tell us what the favorite is?
Yeah.
Let me help you out, Ken. It's very simple.
All bourbon.
No, it is the bourbon that's in your glass that you're sharing with friends right now.
Love that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love that. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers.
And hey, by the way, I will say this. You guys put a lot of time and effort into what you do. And I don't think people really appreciate those of us who are really passionate about this spirit and the relationships that we've built with our MEC ABC boards, our distillery friends, our reps of the brands, the distillers, the master blenders. So hats off to you guys for what you're doing.
Thank you
We
so much.
appreciate that, Ken.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.